Joey Barton, a former Premier League player, has come under fire for allegedly trivializing the 2005 racial murder of Anthony Walker, age 18. Anthony Walker's murder was carried out by his brother and cousin. Joey Barton has been accused of heaping further suffering on the family of the teenager killed in a racist attack by his brother. Michael Barton and his cousin Paul Taylor were convicted over the racist murder of 18-year-old Anthony Walker, which took place in Liverpool in July 2005. Michael Barton, who was then 17, racially abused Walker, 18, before he and Taylor ambushed the teenager and Taylor drove an ice axe into his skull, causing fatal brain injuries. Joey Barton is accused of causing additional distress to the family of the adolescent who was killed by his brother's racist attack. In July 2005, 18-year-old Anthony Walker was killed in Liverpool due to racism. Michael Barton and his cousin Paul Taylor were found guilty of this crime. Walker, 18, was subjected to racial abuse by Michael Barton, 17, at the age of 17. Following this, Barton and Taylor ambushed Walker, 18, and Taylor fatally injured his brains by driving an ice axe into his skull. Mr. Justice Levison said they had carried out a terrifying ambush, and a racist attack of a type poisonous to any civilized society. Michael Barton was jailed for life with a minimum term of 17 years, but was released on license in September last year. Ex-Bristol Rovers manager Joey Barton, who played for Manchester City, Newcastle United and Marseille during his career, spoke about the murder on a podcast hosted by YouTuber James English. In a clip posted on Twitter, Barton said, "My brother lost 17 years of his life from 17, because his mate, who was his cousin at the time, thought it would be a fantastic idea, when they were having a ing scrap, to pull an ice axe out and swing it into somebody and it stuck in his head." Joey Barton, the former manager of Bristol Rovers and a former player for Manchester City, Newcastle United, and Marseille, discussed the murder on a podcast hosted by YouTuber James English. Barton said in a video that was shared on Twitter, "My brother lost 17 years of his life from 17 because his mate, who was his cousin at the time, thought it would be a fantastic idea to pull an ice axe out and swing it into somebody and it stuck in his head when they were having a ing scrap." The Anthony Walker Foundation, a non-profit organization founded in 2006 with the goal of combating racism, hatred, and discrimination, has now attacked him. The Anthony Walker Foundation has become aware of an excerpt from a James English podcast featuring Joey Barton, wherein he refers to the murder of Anthony Walker by his brother Michael. The organization said in a statement, "We consider his description of Anthony's murder as factually incorrect, lacking in any sensitivity given the serious nature of the incident, in which Anthony Walker tragically lost his life to a violent racially motivated attack by Mr. Barton's brother and his cousin Paul Taylor. We hope that as Mr. Barton walks the streets as a free man, he will consider the weight of his words and the immense significance of his brother's actions, especially since this year marks the 18th anniversary of Anthony's murder. It is important to note that Anthony's life was the only one lost that day, not by 17 years, but by eternity. Michael Barton did not lose 17 years of his life. It saddens us that someone with his reach and status would seem to trivialize the incident that led to such an outcome and heap further pain and suffering upon the family and friends of Anthony. The Anthony Walker Foundation will continue to strive for a more inclusive world where such an incident never reoccurs. Our charity will continue to tackle racism, hate crime and discrimination by providing educational opportunities and victim support services and by promoting equity and inclusion for all.